Welcome back to Athens, Greece. That's kind of the way I feel every night as I carry my bag up to the stadium for the evening's event. It's gotten heavier every day since we've been here. This is the 9th and final day of the Track and Field World Championships. Ready for the men's 5,000-meter final. The American hope is the Indiana Hoosier Bob Kennedy. Kennedy has often been called the best American distance runner since the late Steve Prefontaine. Munich 1972, Prefontaine runs a gutsy race, but in the end, he will finish fourth as the Flying Finn, Lasse Viren, wins the first of his 2 Olympic 5,000-meter titles.
And there's Ian Stewart passing the great Steve Prefontaine for a third, and Lasse Viren did an incredible run. And Bob Kennedy has chosen probably the deepest and most competitive field at this championship race in which to try to medal.
Well, the field does include Daniel Komen of Kenya, second fastest performer in history.
And not only that, the great Roger Bannister, first man under 4 minutes for the mile. This man, this summer, ran 2 consecutive miles under 4 minutes back to back.
Also here, Dieter Baumann of Germany, gold medalist in Barcelona, 4th last summer in Atlanta. Here's the start list for the 5,000-meter run. Bob Kennedy hoping to be the first American to win a medal in world or Olympic competition since 1964. Bob Sewell won the gold, Bill Dellinger the bronze at the Tokyo Olympics. So Kennedy has his work cut out for him here after finishing 6th in Atlanta last year, taking the lead with a couple of laps to go, and then finishing 6th.
Dieter Baumann taking the lead, but that's just to get out in front, not be in trouble, and be comfortable. There's Bob Kennedy coming along, staying out from the rail, 12 and a half laps around the track.
So Dieter Baumann does grab the early lead, and Daniel Komen of Kenya settles into second to the pre-race favorites. They're right there at the front of the pack, with Bob Kennedy now biding his time, about 6th or 7th at the moment.
Now, interesting that Dieter Baumann should lead this race because he wants it slow at the end. He's very, very fast off of a slow pace, and yet here he is at the start of this race taking the pace out. Bob Kennedy in lane 2. What you want to do at this point in the race, stay out of trouble, be in the first 3 or 4, and if he's smart, he should watch Komen. When Komen goes, he goes. That's his best chance for a medal in my estimation. Just keep his eyes on Komen, run right behind him, and when he goes, Bob Kennedy should go.
Well, Kennedy moving up a little bit, and now goes into 3rd place as Baumann continues to lead. And Nyariki of Kenya has taken over 2nd. Komen back into 4th place behind Kennedy.
In these races, they don't have pace setters. Now in Europe, the tradition is when you want a record, you have a pace setter, sometimes even for several laps and more than one pace setter. But in championship races, no, it's different. And that may work to Bob Kennedy's advantage because he's a very good tactical runner. He knows when to move. He was a miler when he first started out, so he's got good finishing speed. This kind of race is more a positioning race. You want to be in position when the real running starts.
And Kennedy is in position at the moment anyway. He's right behind the leader, Dieter Baumann. And after his semifinal race, Bob Kennedy commented that this 5,000 final has a whole lot of talent.
Unfortunately for me, I think the men's 5,000 is probably the deepest event in the world of track and field. And there's probably 8 guys that have legitimate shots at medals. And, you know, if you run this race Sunday and you get 3 medalists and you run the same exact race a week later, you're going to get 3 different people probably. And that's the nature of the event, and you just have to be on that day and hope for the best.
And Kennedy continues to run in 2nd place behind the leader, Dieter Baumann, with Tom Nyariki of Kenya in 3rd. Hassan Lahssini of Morocco is 4th.
And they're going along at a pace that would bring them through in about 13 minutes and 30 seconds, or about 13 minutes for 3 miles, 4:20 per mile pace. And Bob Kennedy is in this position where he is now because not that he feels Baumann is a threat to win off of this pace. He's waiting for someone to go by, and he wants to be right there when it happens so he can follow as well. Again, 68 seconds for that lap, which means now they're really jogging. It's become totally tactical. It won't stay that way for very long, but Dieter Baumann just content to be there in the front. It's usually a position in which he doesn't find himself.
Manuel Pancorbo of Spain has joined the leaders as he moves up to fourth position. Baumann and Kennedy continue to run 1-2. Then Nyariki of Kenya. And now moving by to make a move and take the lead is Khalid Boulami of Morocco.
The bronze medalist in the Olympics in 1996. So he's run under 13 minutes, which is really the benchmark in this event now. If you could run under 13 minutes, the world record being 12:44. Daniel Komen is the man in this race who's come the closest. He's the second fastest ever. So Boulami, again, is just nervous. Somebody wants to go, but he realizes he should be in there running on the inside rail, just saving distance so that he can respond. So now we're starting jockeying position, which happens in European tactical races. And he just slowed down and let Bob Kennedy's momentum carry him to the front. Bob doesn't want to be there, and now something else is happening. This is a break. This is a surge. This happens very often in these races. Someone will go and try to spread things out, and you can tell that the pace is really picked up because they're all in a line.
It's Dionisio Castro of Portugal that does make the move to go by and take the lead, and then the others move right in behind him. Bob Kennedy still there second. Pancorbo of Spain. Dieter Baumann now comes to third, past Pancorbo, and Boulami is back now running fifth.
Now Castro has just about the slowest personal best time coming into this event of all these runners, so he can't stay around until the end. Plus, his specialty really is the longer distances. He's in this race. In fact, I don't know why he wasn't in one of the longer races, so he has no choice, really. When it's this slow, he has to take the lead and try to stretch things out. He has to tire everyone out.
As the 5,000 continues, let's check in with the pole vault competition. Everyone trying to catch Sergei Bubka. Dwight Stones, what about an update? Thanks, Dwight. As the 5,000-meter run continues, Dieter Baumann has made a break and moved by to take over the lead, with Nyariki of Kenya going right with him. Bob Kennedy is third.
And the usual benchmark time is, how long does the surge last? Well, this is the second straightaway of this surge going on one lap. And Bob Kennedy, he knows something's going on. He has to respond. He has to respond. And Baumann is making a definite effort. He's making a statement here, and he's doing this on purpose. He's trying to wear everyone out. He'll slow down a little bit, see who comes back, and he may even surge again.
Just over 6 laps remaining, and Baumann and Nyariki. Kennedy dropping back just a little bit as Coleman takes over third. So Nyariki now moves by to take the lead with 6 to go, and we'll be back to Athens for the conclusion of the 5,000 in just a moment. Continues. The leader is Tom Nyariki of Kenya. Daniel Komen, his countryman, now goes by to take over the lead. So Komen in front, then Nyariki. After that, Hassan Lahssini of Morocco is in third. Bob Kennedy has been steadily dropping back, and he is now in 7th place.
Daniel Komen may be making his move right now, because he didn't just wait for Tom Nyariki to come back and then tuck in behind him. He went right by, and he's running pretty much at 4-minute mile pace right now. He's going under 60 seconds for this 400 meters, and he's really trying to run away and get a lead here. This is not a surge. This is an attempt to win the race.
Just over 4 laps remaining as Daniel Komen of Kenya leads. His countryman Tom Nyariki is second. After that, Khalid Boulami has taken over third. He's from Morocco, and so is the 4th place runner, Lahssini.
And Bob Kennedy, who's in 5th, has to bridge this gap. He's got to get up with that group in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place ahead of him in about 1 lap, or his medal chances are going to go away. This is where you really find out a lot about yourself, because you have to go at faster pace than they're going. Now, the advantage he has is that Lahssini is starting to come back to him. And when you're going down a backstretch and you see someone coming back to you with every step, it really helps you. He's got to bridge this gap.
Daniel Komen still has the big lead. Nyariki is second. Then Boulami. Lahssini dropping back a little bit. Then after that, Bob Kennedy. Dieter Baumann follows Kennedy.
But Daniel Komen just showing that the ability to run 2 sub-4-minute miles. He's run 7:58.61 for 2 miles. that ability really shows through in a race like this, where you have to go very fast, get in over your head essentially, then slow down and recover. And it's just simply a matter of his being able to recover from that surge he made at a faster pace than anyone else. Now, Bob Kennedy, now in 5th place, trying to close that gap on Lahssini, but he doesn't have much time. It looks like Coleman's away free. Now we just have to see if Bob Kennedy can catch up for a medal.
Komen leading the race. There's Nyariki in 2nd. Boulami 3rd. Lahssini 4th. Kennedy 5th. Kennedy, though, not making up any ground. And a ways to go to get a medal. Right now, you'd almost concede the gold medal to Daniel Komen with just over 2 laps to run.
Well, Tom, the athletes, when these surges are made and you have to respond to them, everybody has to recover. So you hope that what's happening is Bob Kennedy's recovering a little bit. He seems to be coming back now, but this is a lot to make up in 800 meters at the world level, because ahead of him are athletes who have personal records about the same as his.
Daniel Komen of Kenya continues to roll along. The young man that is 21 years old, one of 14 children. 2nd fastest all time at 5,000 meters, and looking to claim this world championship. Big lead.
He is, as we say, home free. He really is. He's so much better, really, now that you look at it, and you should have known going in, than anyone else in the field. The battle is for the medals, and really, Nyariki in 2nd place is doing a very good job of holding on. Now, Bob Kennedy, it really is over for him. He's not going to do it. It's simply a matter of saying, will Nyariki get past for 2nd place by Boulami? That really is the race here.
1 lap to go until Daniel Komen can claim his gold. But the battle is for the silver between Tom Nyariki, who has a short lead on Khalid Boulami.
Now, they're coming back on Komen a little bit, but I think it's more that he's resting just to make sure that he doesn't run into a wall here on the last lap. He's got a lot of margin for error down this back straight.
Komen is so dominant. It was a big surprise when he didn't make the Kenyan Olympic team for Atlanta last year, and perhaps here at the World Championships he's sending a statement. Komen still there. Nyariki continues to hold off Boulami for the silver as they come to the home stretch for the final time. Daniel Komen of Kenya. Here's the race for 2nd. Boulami comes up alongside Nyariki and moves by. Khalid Boulami has gone by for the silver medal. Komen gold, Boulami silver, Nyariki bronze. It looks like Bob Kennedy will finish 6th. So Bob Kennedy gave it his best, but could only finish 6th, as Daniel Komen had a convincing victory. Kennedy pressed the pace early, but when Komen made his break, Kennedy was unable to keep up. This was the race, home stretch final time, with Khalid Boulami moving up to challenge Tom Nyariki and going by to take the silver medal.
And I think as much as anything, this shows what kind of psychological hold Komen had on the rest of the field, because Boulami had so much left, and yet he wasn't willing to go after Komen. Boulami beating out a man who was a sprinter before he became a distance runner.
5,000-meter world champion Daniel Komen of Kenya. Khalid Boulami silver, and Tom Nyariki, also from Kenya, running 3rd. Bob Kennedy was 6th.